Guess who's back? Back again. Peachy's back. Back again. That's right. I am back with Hot Mess Home Yoga. Yes. Finally getting back to it. It's a couple weeks into January. I wanted to start at the beginning of the year and, surprise to no one, didn't do it. But here today, getting it started, on the track to being better to my shitty fucking body. So, consider this the first installment of 2020 Hot Mess Yoga. Fuck yes. So, gonna be doing things a little bit different in the new year, and the main thing there is going to be logging better what I'm doing in these. I want to be able to put in the title of these postings what I do in the video, so if there is something that you find helpful, you'll be able to locate it easier. Also, so I can keep track of what I've done, because the mind ain't working so well these days, and because I want to be doing things a little bit more properly, i.e. actually holding moves that should be held, doing things a little bit more in a deeper technique to be getting the most benefit out of doing all of this. Instead of trying to rush and get in as much as I can with like 10 to 15 minutes before I gotta leave for work. So, with that it was steadily said. Yes, with that said, we're going to be getting started with, well, the base of it all, and that is posture. That from pretty much anybody that I've taken classes in regards to bodies being at their most properly active, for lack of a better word. Again, brain not working on all cylinders. I am not a professional. That's your disclaimer if you're new to this in 2020, folks. I am not a professional. But what I will do is make sure and credit teachers and physical therapists, or basically give the information of where I learned this information. So if you want to delve into it deeper, you can. And of course, just give credit where credit is due. So again, we're going to get started with posture, because that is the base of this all. So today I'm going to just be doing two things, because I would consider them a bit of a sequence. So even though it'll be a couple little movements, you would generally want to do it in a sequence. So we're just going to consider it as two things. Number one will be posture through breath, which I learned from Joe Williams. This was during a Delsart workshop that we had in the winter of 2019. What I really liked about this was that instead of training or disciplining your body into posture where you think, I gotta sit up straight, I gotta engage those muscles, I gotta make sure that my spine is straight. No, it's just use your breath to allow your body to be where it wants to be. Basically, your body considers your lungs like the boss. And so if you get the proper breath that you should be getting, it's going to put you where you should be. And as you can see, I'm kind of crunched. I'm leaning a little bit forward. The one thing I am slightly doing right now, because I'm preparing for this, is sitting on the edge of my seat. A lot of times that would be basically how I am now, but back. And this would be considered my comfy pose. But let me tell you, once you do this breathing posture exercise, you really don't want to return to your comfy pose, because it isn't comfy anymore. So you want to be on the edge of your chair, so that if you had a little tail, you're not sitting on it. Basically, you want to be sitting more on your thighs and not your tailbone. So we're going to be sitting on the edge of our chair, legs comfortably bent in front of us. You can sit wide, you can sit close together, it really doesn't fucking matter. Just sit comfortably at the edge of your chair, and we're just going to take a nice deep breath and allow that to lift you up as much as it naturally can. Now, as you release your breath, try and let yourself stay at whatever height you reached while taking that breath. Just let that out. Find your new position. Now take another nice deep breath and see if it can lift you up more. And stay there again as you slowly exhale. Now you can do this a few more times. Take a few more deep breaths. Find where you're comfortable. If you notice that I just dropped my shoulders because I was holding them too high, I do that a lot. So if you ever notice yourself doing that, try and let those shoulders down. But again, yes, just let your lungs tell your body what you want to do. And stay there. And once you're here for a while, it's not hard to hold this in position. I don't feel like I'm wrenching my back to stay here as I would if I just tried to and sit up straight and use my back muscles to get that posture. So that's the first part of this sequence. The second part of this sequence is realizing how to maintain your balance and your core. And that would be with moving forward to back and then side to side, but making sure to keep that posture engaged. So you want to think there's like a fence right in the middle of your body. And when we're going front to back, it'll be sideways. When we're going side to side, it's going to be not sideways. Nah, not professional. So we want to lean with our heart. And when we lean with our heart over that fence in the middle of our body, we're letting ourselves come up and over that fence and just lean comfortably forward. And then when we go back, we want to go up and over that fence and let ourselves dip back. Keeping your head, eyes parallel to the floor the whole time. Up and over the fence to leaning forward, up and over the fence to leaning back. And we're going to come up and settle back to neutral. Now we're going to do side to side, going over that fence. So the trickiest part to this is keeping your eyes parallel to the floor so your head can't tip when you go to the side. And you're thinking up and over the fence to the side, up and over the fence to the side, up and over the fence to the side, keeping the eyes parallel to the ground, up and over the side, keeping the head engaged. Ooh, I got a little back pop there. All right, so that is what I would consider the first posture sequence, just utilizing that breath to get your tallest, best posture that you can. And then the forward to back and the side to side. Do that as many rotations as you would like, but just for video's sake, that's as much as I'm going to do. Especially for people who work at a desk job where you're sitting. If you ever find yourself aching, or especially if you feel like you're getting sleepy, check your posture, because if you're crunched, which I'm going to go back to that comfy pose, and let me tell you, my back isn't appreciating this anymore. But if you find yourself crunched at your desk, getting sleepy, it's because you're not allowing your lungs to use their full capacity. So you need to allow them to take a nice deep breath. Find your new posture. Do that a couple times, and you'll probably find yourself not feeling so sluggish at work, but also get up and get around as much as you can. Your job doesn't care about you. Take breaks more than you're allotted allowance. I don't know words. All right. So now we're on to sequence number 2, which is the posture breaks that I learned at physical therapy with Dr. Andrew Creel. So for this, you generally want to be standing. You can do some of this while you're sitting, but it is best if you're standing. I'm going to do it facing to the side for some of this. Stop it, rocking chair, you're being creepy. I'm going to do some of this to the side and some in front on so you can get the best angle to see what we're doing. So the way that I generally do this in a sequence is about every hour or 2 in my work shift. stand up, arms comfortably down at my sides, and I start with my, I call them reverse pigeon head because they never told me if it has a specific term. So, reverse pigeon head. You're going to lead with the back of your skull and basically be tucking your chin back. I like to do 10. So we're going to do head back, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You want to make sure that you're leading with that back of the skull directly back. And when you come forward, you're only coming to neutral. You're not going back and then forward. That's not good for you. What we're trying to do is reset your posture, because a lot of the times we're looking at a computer or we're looking at our phone. We're working to bring ourselves back and set ourselves more straight. The second thing that I do in my posture breaks is my shoulder squeezes. And that again is just having the arms nicely at my sides, and I'm just going to, like, I'm bringing the base of my shoulder blades together. I'm going to squeeze together. 2, it's a light squeeze. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just a light squeeze, so if you're bringing the base of the shoulder blades together. The third thing I do in this sequence is turning the head to the side. This is another, you want to keep your eyes parallel to the floor, and you are turning your head as much to the side as you can. One direction, and then as much as you can, the other direction. That'll be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the fourth and last thing that I do with these posture break sequences is these weird little lower arm flappies. Again, wasn't given a proper name on this move. You want to bring your arm slightly back behind you, and you're just going to flap your hand, palm to the back wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn it over, same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we're going to repeat it on the other side. And just to make sure I cover this all in the same video, if you get to a point where that doesn't feel like it's doing as much anymore, you can roll your head so that your ear is kind of to your opposite shoulder, and then bring it back and flap palm to back wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn the hand over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I didn't roll my head back. That was not enjoyable. Roll it back to center and come up out of it. See, this is why I need to get myself back into it, because I'm not even doing it right. So that is the end of the sequence. So it's just 4 parts. We've got the reverse pigeon, the shoulder squeeze, the look to the side, and the lower hand flaps. That's the 4-part sequence. So I do that about every 1 to 2 hours at work during my 8-hour shift, just to give myself, as they're called, a posture break, and just kind of rejuvenate my body and my posture throughout the day. So thank you for joining me for the first installment of Hot Mess Yoga in 2020, and hope you stick around for some more ridiculousness and body health improvement with me. Yay! See you next time, my peeps.